again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the service. I'm going to try to use my big girl voice so that you can hear me really well, but apparently I don't echo as well, which is funny because I've never been accused of being quiet in my life until this time. But if you will clue me in, and Matt and Chloe will tell me if I'm not talking loud enough, I would really appreciate it. To kick us off, we're going to talk about chalices today. And since I always start my time for all ages lighting the chalice, I'm going to pull Chloe in because she's here, and I know that she misses seeing all of you too. We're going to light our chalice, and we're going to light our chalice because it's just great to be together and talk about chalices. All right. So, during his homily, Reverend Tim talked about how you should find a touchstone for yourself during this time period. And I wanted to echo that with the fact that a chalice doesn't have to be some beautiful, ornate thing. You've already seen a couple of different chalices that I use throughout my day. You've seen my Hope chalice that I keep in my office. You've seen my little chalice that I have at home that I keep the sweet pea candle on top of because it smells really great. And these are chalices I use at my home, but they don't always have to be these beautiful flames. They can also be things that you make together. So now we're going to spend some time together making chalices. So everything I have here in front of me is something that you can make a chalice out of. The first thing is yogurt. So in my house, yogurt is sacred because it makes our bellies better, and also my dogs love it. So when I can't get my dog to eat his food, and to stop my other dog from eating his food, we give them yogurt. So I always have yogurt hanging around. So if I wanted to make a chalice out of a yogurt container, all I have to do is turn my yogurt container upside down, and then I put the lid on it, I can glue it like that, and voila, chalice. Real simple, put a candle on top, let there be light. All right, another way that you can do a chalice is with a paper plate. So all you need is a paper plate and a pair of scissors, and if you have them, coloring pencils, highlighters, markers, anything to color on, you can do that. So I'm going to take my plate, I'm going to cut it in half. All right, and I've got the base of my chalice. Now what I need to do is to cut out my flame. You guys are about to see why when I did arts and crafts in school, I used to ask if I could read in a corner instead. All right, here we go. So here's my flame. I can color it if I want to. I can glue tissue paper to it if I want to. And I'm going to take my bottom that I cut my flame out of. There's my chalice stand. And here's my flame. And all I have to do is tape it all together, and just like that, I've got my chalice. So all you need is a paper plate, a pair of scissors, and a little bit of creativity. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect, because what matters is that it's yours and it's meaningful to you. All right, what else have we got? Okay, if you are a household that's anything like my parents' household, there are Legos in it, because my nephews love Legos. And I know that Timothy makes really great Lego chalices because he made one at the family potluck. So all you need is a little bit of ingenuity. See, I've got my chalice right there that I made out of Legos, and I want to light my chalice. So I'm going to put a white Lego on top. Clearly I'm not the Lego master. And a little bit of a yellow flame. Also looks a little bit like a robot, but hey, it works. Now, this one is my favorite, and I think you'll like it too. So all I need is a glass. This is my orange juice glass at home, by the way. I have a glass of orange juice every morning, and this is what I use to make sure that I don't put too much in it, because orange juice is good for you, but it's got a lot of sugar in it. So I have my orange juice glass. It reminds me how much to do. Now, orange M&M, yellow M&M, red M&M. Voila! Fiery chalice. And the best part is, when you're ready to extinguish it, you get to eat it. Okay, now let's say you're in an office, you don't have a lot of things to do around, you have a sticky pad, have post-it notes, you've got a chalice. Because here's your base. Here's my flame. Voila, chalice. All right, so I happen to have balloons lying around my house. So I'm gonna take a mason jar. This is from when I made curry, so save my jar. Don't laugh, I'm gonna blow up a balloon. Okay, you can laugh a little bit. All right, that looks like a flame, right? All right, ready? Tie it, and chalice. And you know what? If you're ready to extinguish it, you can play a game. All right, what else have we got? Oh, Play-Doh. So, one of the greatest things you can do if you're not great at sitting still, and you may have noticed from the way that I move around during church, I'm not great at sitting still, is if you have to sit still, you can do things with Play-Doh, and it helps you keep your fingers engaged, and it helps your body be a little bit more still. So, you can take Play-Doh, and you can make your own chalice. Now, let's say you've made a chalice Play-Doh like this. You can choose to put more Play-Doh on it, or you can grab a little rock, and you're ready to roll. All right, Play-Doh chalice accomplished. All right, this is a really special chalice. This was drawn by Reverend Tim. So, if you really are in a pinch, you got a marker, you got an index card, voila, we have lit a chalice. Okay, and tissue paper. Tissue paper makes a great flame. I have a little bit of yellow, I have a little bit of orange. I can take my tissue paper and I can put it in anything I want. So let's say I've got my cup of rocks. I've lit my chalice. Or let's say you don't have a cup of rocks. All you have is your jelly jar because you like to have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or apple butter and jelly sandwiches. There we go. We light our chalice. So there are so many different ways that you can make your own chalice, or you can just take a moment and you can imagine your chalice. Or let's say you're a technology person. You can get an app. Did you know there was an app for your chalice? So, Worship Web, go download the app and then you can light it that way. It even has chalice lighting words for you if you need it. And Worship Web is put together by CLF, so it's a really great resource. So if you need opening words or benedictions, or you just want, a prayer or a meditation to do with your family, you can grab that on Worship Web. It's available to you. What really matters is the intentionality of taking a moment and remembering to find the sacred, and remembering that sacred spark, that spark of love, that's in you, whether you've got a chalice in front of you or not. So now I'm going to extinguish our chalice, and I want you to remember that you've got the divine spark. And when I extinguish this chalice, I want you to remember the flame lives on in us.